This is a shocking statistic that will absolutely horrify you. And if you're a man, this will also make you realize how easy it is to win. And this is very, very eye-opening. That's all I'm going to say. In the United States, you are 25 times more likely to be a millionaire than have abs. And I'm going to give you some more shocking statistics. I am currently 35 years old. I know that I don't look it. You can drop in the comments if you agree. Now, the reality is, if you're a man who's 35, you have six-pack abs, and you make over $1 million a year, you are officially a unicorn. Why? Because in the Western world, there's between 1,000 to 3,000 men who are 35 years old, who make $1 million a year, who have abs. And the reality is, the bar is actually set quite low. Why? Because people try to go all in one area of their life and sacrifice everything else. The two most important things you have to focus on is one, your physical health, and two is your mindset. Your physical health is a representation in terms of everything you do. The way you look will determine your success to a lot of outcomes because it tells you how disciplined someone is. If someone is out of shape, I wouldn't necessarily trust them because they can't hold promises to themselves that they want to keep true. Because most people want to be in shape, yet they can't because they lack discipline, they lack self-control. And ultimately you have to look, if you're looking at this from a business perspective, if you want to do business with someone, do you want to do business with someone who's undisciplined, inconsistent, lacks self-control, or someone who's in great shape, they are disciplined, consistent, and have self-control? Now, I say this, and we work with a lot of fitness trainers who are in phenomenal shape. And I know a lot of fitness trainers who are in phenomenal shape and also broke as hell. And the golden thing you should be trying to do is do both. And at phases in your life, you are going to have to sacrifice one for another. You can have everything you want in life, you just can't necessarily have everything at the same time. So you will have periods of your life you want to focus more on business, periods of your life you want to focus more on health, periods of your life you want to focus more maybe on family. And the reality is all of these things compound together and work together. And the reason why some men are very successful in all areas of life, and in particular one of the cornerstones in my opinion is health and fitness. If you look at yourself in the mirror and you are happy with the way you look, that instantly gives you a step of confidence. If you step into the world and you are more confident with the actions you take every day, the content you make, the way you speak, and more aggressive and you're on offense in life, you tend to get lucky. And that's where there's multiple different types of luck, but I also think you create your own luck. And some people just think everything is blind luck. And there's a lot of difference in that. But the reality is the health of the entire world is getting worse in terms of from the obesity side of things. So if you want to stand out, being in shape will actually give you an unfair advantage. When I was an estate agent, I used to wear a suit every day, and most people were out of shape. They used to eat Wotsits and drink Coke and eat sweets and chocolate and all this crap all day long. And the reality is, I was in really good shape, and you could kind of sell in a suit. And when you're a guy and you're in shape, what does it give you? A physical presence. And if you take things back to tribal times, what does everything actually resort down to? Is kind of brute force violence at the basic terms if things go wrong. Look at the war recently between Iran and Israel. If things escalate with any situation, it ends up in violence. So if you actually are a man who is in good shape, you automatically have an authority and you're seen as some type of a leader. So one thing I would beg you to do is to make sure that you actually put yourself first by being selfish to be selfless. Now, most men will say, I don't have time to work out, I don't have time to get in shape, I don't have time to do this. You are telling yourself a lie. If you can work out 2 hours a week, you do 2 weight training, full body workouts, and you control your calories, you can be in great shape. Now, one of the big lies that most people make in their 20s is that you don't actually optimize for this. Now, I'm not saying you have to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger or you have to be 230 pounds with abs like I am, but the reality is, it is easier if you just get in shape and then stay in shape. That actually getting in shape is hard. And something like I say to our business clients, you only need to get rich once. You only need to get in shape once, and then you just need to maintain it. And it's easier in life to maintain anything than to actually get to the position you want to be. Why is a lot of this? Because of mindset beliefs and because of habits. And a framework for you to think about is living every single day, doing things where you know you haven't done anything you regret. If you do that, you can be successful with fitness, you can do that successful with business, and the two are very synergistic. Because for you to be the unicorn of a man and one of the 3,000 in the entire Western world, it is actually quite easy. Because most people are only playing one game or the other. And if you learn to play both, kind of balance both plates, you can become master of all and really stand out and be a unicorn. And that's how, from a marketing perspective in your business, from a leadership perspective in your business, and as a relationship perspective as a partner or even as a father, if you look at that, I'm going to be having a daughter in October, your children will emulate what you do. If you are a slob and you have bad habits and you are out of shape, what will happen? Your children will be the same. And the reality is, when you were a child watching this, did you look up to people sitting on the sofa with Dorito dust in their belly button who were fat slobs? Or did you look up to people like superheroes, Superman, Batman? You would probably wish your parents were like Batman, and set an example, because then that's probably the habits you are going to start to create. And there's something to think about, is that once you get into the framework of being in shape or being successful with your business, it becomes habit. You just can't stop. But if you take one day off, and then that's okay. But if you take 2 days off, you are now creating bad habits of eating bad food, sleeping and doing things you don't want to do. So the promise you need to keep to yourself is the most important thing. It will give you confidence and allow you to become the unicorn man of the top one, like 0.001% is essentially what it is. You can have six-pack abs, make $1 million a year, and that's as simple as that is. And if you took some inspiration and value from this video from this guy who's ranting on the Palm Beach in Dubai, then drop it in the comments. But the reality is that most people need kind of a rude wake-up call to know, A, how easy it is to kind of win, and also B, how many people are actually trying to play that game. Most people focus on one area of their life and then realize they completely decimated everything else. But I've worked with a lot of fitness clients in my fitness business who are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and the big regret they have is they didn't take their health and fitness seriously earlier on, because the most valuable thing you have is your health and fitness. Ultimately, if that goes, the game is over. The goal is to stay in the game as long as possible to win the game. If you enjoy the video, smash a like, drop any comments below. See you next video soon.